Flipping cars so I can afford a supercar.
Yes, that's right. I'm flipping cars so I can afford a supercar. This what you're looking at here is flip car number 8. This is a 2013 Kia Rio, 131,000 kilometers on it, and I picked this up for 2,600 bucks, which is kind of a lot, I guess, for what it is. But I'll be hoping to sell this for around 5,500 to 6 grand when it's done. I never looked at it yet, so let's get this thing in on the ramp and have a look at what I bought. And also, flip car number 7 is still down there waiting on a clutch kit. It's ordered, but it's not here yet. So I'm gonna get this thing situated and all set up on the ramp. While I'm at that, here's a little recap of when I picked this thing up. Money light is on. Another flip car. Excellent tires, AC, ice cold. And I have a little bit of body work to do, but the rockers are good. Woo! Power! All 1.6 liters. Woohoo! So we got this DRL gone here. We also got an LED bulb gone out back, and also an amber peanut bulb right here that's out. So we got a few bulbs out. And also, I don't know if you can hear that, but this thing does have a slight exhaust leak, so let's check that out. If you look right here, so I don't know how well you can see that, but we got an exhaust leak right where this flange here meets the muffler. So I'm probably just going to cut out that flange and weld the pipes together. I know it's not ideal to have the car running in the garage, but how else am I going to find this exhaust leak? But man, I don't know. Is anyone else getting lightheaded or what? I just love carbon monoxide. Also, if you look here in the front, this bumper here is kind of hanging off. It's kind of all just cracked here, so we're going to have to repair this bumper. I'm also going to change this oil here, just because. Tight. So front brakes are about half worn out, but I'm going to go ahead and replace these anyways. Rear brakes are completely shot, but I'm very surprised that this thing still has backing plates. So that's good. So the list is getting bigger. Let's put this thing up and see what else we run into. So if you look up here, we got a new gas tank, which is excellent because these Rios and the Hyundai Accents are famous for gas tanks rotting out. This one has already been replaced. That's great because this is probably over $1,000 job. But if you've seen in the video when I picked this car up, the engine light was on for a large evap leak. So we're going to have to check that out. So the brake lines have been replaced here too. That's great. That's another job that I don't need to do. The floor and underside and the frames of this car, yeah, I do have some surface rust on it, but nothing that affects the structure. But this thing will be good for a long while yet. So now we're up here at the front of the car. This is our transmission. This is our engine. I'm looking here. The axles are in great shape. There's no oil leaks from the transmission or the engine, which is great. Have a look at that control arm bushing up there. You cannot get any worse than that. The bushing and the race are completely separated. So I think I'm just going to chuck a couple new control arms in here. So these tires are in like new shape. Yes, they're winters, but no, they're not studded. So these are going to be staying on her. Yes, the gas tank has been replaced, but when I picked this car up, the engine light was on. I checked the code back in, and it was throwing codes for a large evap leak. After a quick little look here, I'm looking at all these lines for the evap system, and just kind of prying on stuff here and there. Here's what I found. This one right here. So this is the vent line for the filler neck. So what I'm going to do here actually is take off this little plastic cover here, see what it's like underneath. If I can repair this, I will. If I can't repair it, then I guess I'm going to be getting a filler neck. I think that's it for the mechanical part of this. Aside from that, we got a little bit of body work to do. We got to fix that front bumper. Got some surface rust here and there. We'll be able to fix this up with a bit of bond and a bit of paint. This $2,600 Kia Rio is going to cost me a nice bit more than 2,600 bucks. Here's the list of repairs we got to do. Oil and filter change. We got a few bulbs out. That shouldn't cost too much. The engine light is on for a large evap leak. It's because of that filler neck. So I got to have a good look at that filler neck, see if I can repair it. If I can't repair it, we're going to have to replace it. That exhaust leak, I just pretty much got to cut that flange out. I already got some pipe here lying around somewhere. I just got to weld it on. Those control arm bushings are completely shot. So what I'm going to do, just because of the age and the mileage, I'm going to replace those full control arms. So we'll get new control arms, new control arm bushings, and new ball joints all together. We need the front pads and rotors and rear pads and rotors. We got to fix up some surface rust, and we got to do some repairs to this bumper. So it is a fair bit of work, but honestly, that's not too bad. I paid 2,600 bucks for this car. I plan to sell this car for around 5,500 to 6 grand. That'll be inspected and ready for the road. So there is still a lot of meat left on this bone. Drop a comment. How much profit do you think we're going to make on this car? First, we're going to start off with all the mechanical repairs. Then we're going to move on to the body work. And then we're going to move on to the interior detail. You hear that? Someone knocking on my door. Looks like we got some parts. Huge shout out to A Premium. They sent me all these parts for this new flip car. So what we got here, we got our control arms, we got our oil filter, we got front pads and rotors, rear pads and rotors, and all new calipers. Let's unbox these parts and get to work. So now, I just got to put all these parts on that car. I just love that for me. I actually do love that for me. So we're going to start with these front brakes. Just a handful of bolts. All of this should come right off. Out with the old, a little bit of anti-seize on the hubs. Put our nice new roller on. Fits like a glove. We got our brand new caliper bracket with our supplied clips. Click, click. Next, we got our brand new pads. Don't forget, the pad with the clip always goes inside. We got our supplied brake lube that comes with the pads. And then after that, we can put on our caliper. All this fits like a glove. I used A Premium parts on a previous flip car, had really good results with it. And I actually use A Premium parts on some of my personal cars. I've had no issues with it yet. Now we're going to put on our flex line with our supplied copper washers. So if you want parts at a great price and a great quality, check out A Premium. Link is in the description. Now, I just got to do that 3 more times. I just love that for me. Yeah! Yeah! Last one. The brakes are done. Next, we got these 2 brand new control arms, because these bushings are absolutely shot. Pinch bolt is out. See, this is what I like to see. The last person who done these control arms, or the bushings or whatever, put anti-seize on all these bolts. They're not seized in, which is great. You should not be able to do that with a bushing. This one is much better. I'm going to return the favor for the next guy who does these control arms. Bit of anti-seize. So pretty much you want to get these control arms lined up. You want to get the bolt holes lined up. So they go up easy like that. Trust me, you don't want to miss the hole. Click, click. Now, let's do this side. Yeah. Out with the old and in with the new. They're a perfect fit. So we're moving right along with the repairs. Next, we're going to change the oil. We got our A Premium oil filter. I think I literally got just enough of my 520 stash left over to change the oil in this. I got a little less than 3 liters in this one, and I got a little less than 1 liter in this one. I'm pretty sure that these 1.6 liter engines only take about like 3.6 to 3.8 liters. So this will be like the perfect amount. So this time, I drained all the oil out, still in the old container, because I don't have an oil caddy yet. But I used the funnel this time. And I actually didn't make a mess. I also got about 50 liters of waste oil kicking around there now. So drop a comment. What's something good I can do with waste oil? Put a bit of lube around our O-ring. You always want to look up here too and make sure the old O-ring is not stuck to the engine. Because if it is, you're going to have a big oil leak. So I currently got 3 flip cars on the go. I got this Kia Rio, I got a 16 Elantra, and a 17 Elantra. Once I get these 3 cars buttoned up, I should have a fine chunk of change after these 3 cars, and I will be looking for something more expensive. That looks good to me. So next up, we're going to tackle this rusty leaking flange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, I'm going to cut this pipe off, I'm going to cut that pipe off, I'm going to get rid of the flange altogether, I'm going to put a shorter piece of pipe here, and I'm going to weld it on. That's probably the cheapest and easiest way to fix this. So now you can really see how bad this flange was. So here's how you fix a rusted out exhaust flange. First thing you want to do is cut the flange out. So it's cut off on the muffler and it's cut off from the rest of the pipe. Then you take this flange and chuck it in the garbage. Next, you get yourself a little short piece of exhaust pipe. Then you're going to want to get your cheap ass flux core welder and weld it on to the muffler. It's ideal to do this when the batteries are dead in your auto dimming mask. That way you can ensure proper welding flash. Now once you got this pipe held on with the proper amount of boogers and bubblegum, you're going to want to put this muffler back up into the car. You want to slide this pipe over the rest of your exhaust pipe. And make sure the muffler looks like it's in the correct stock location. Then what you're going to want to do, just to prove that you're strong, is grab that exhaust pipe because it's really hot. I just love 3rd degree burns. So about right here, this looks to be best going, so I'm just going to give it a little tack and then I'm going to weld the rest of the way around. Just remember, the closer you get to the gas tank, the better. Looks good to me. Brakes are done, suspension is all done. We got our oil changed, exhaust repaired. The last mechanical repair right now is to fix this vent line. So I gotta try to pop off this little plastic cover here. Hopefully nothing else is gone and I can just kind of reconnect the rubber line, maybe further up to the whatever is left to that steel line. So pretty much here's where we're at. The actual filler neck where the gas goes in itself looks to be in pretty good shape. Well, you know what I mean. It's not, don't seem to be rotted out anywhere. There's vent holes right here. It's questionable. So this is a little box of just miscellaneous rubber hoses and zip ties and stuff that I just collected over the years. This looks good here. It comes up here. So I pretty much think all I'm going to do is pretty much cut off this little turn and that'll go directly up to this top hose. So this will just go kind of like so. I'll get it all secured down, fastened up, and I'll get that cover put back on. It's good and sturdy. All my lines are good and on. I got clamps on them. So all that we got left to do now is I'm going to bleed these brakes, put the wheels on her, go for a good test drive. After that, all these mechanical repairs are done. Who needs snap-on? That's my brake pumper right there. Pump. Hold. Ooh, yes. Now I just got to do that 3 more times. Now I just got to top up this brake fluid. I got to gas this thing up and go for a good test drive. Make sure the engine light is not going to come back on. And the mechanical repairs are all done. Down she goes. I just got some gas. This thing had a little less than quarter tank in it and it only took 46 bucks. Crazy. These little small cars are so good on gas. Got no engine light yet. So I'm back from my test drive. I put about 10 kilometers on this car. And I got to say, for such a small little car, this thing is pretty solid. The AC is ice cold. It's got heated seats for the winter months. Once again, huge shout out to A Premium. They supplied all the brake parts, the control arms, my oil filter. That certainly makes flipping these cars a lot easier. So in the next episode, we got some body work to do. I just love that for me. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.